Hello everyone and welcome to the season finale of the Seaside Park. It's very exciting. This is the last episode of this park, and you can see I've already got right into it. I've named the lob flume Nom Nom Flume, which is quite a mouthful to say actually. But thank you to Little G World who suggested that name. It's very unique, not what I was expecting. His original name was Nom Nom, literally just Nom Nom, which kind of sounds like a food place, so I ended up calling it Nom Nom Flume, keeping the main idea of the name. Anyway, you can see I've actually got right into it, building a little family boomerang coaster as a more tame coaster in this park, which is filled with some quite thrilling rides. You can see me smoothing that out there, and I actually have quite a lot of trouble deciding the speed that I want this launch to propel the train at, as it's got to be just fast enough to make it come back, but not too fast that it flies off the end and, becomes a faff. Anyway, you can see me just extending the end and then sort of changing the launch speed, and it is, a lot of trial and error, but I do actually get it, and it does work quite nicely. So you see me putting in the entrance and exit here. There kind of is a coaster in the way, so I had to be quite adaptive with this sort of queue line and exit setup. You can see me putting in a little queue there. This ride would never get a major queue compared to some of the bigger attractions at this park, so having a huge queue line wasn't absolutely vital. And I ran into another problem with having a coaster right next to the station, in the sense that I couldn't really make a proper station. Now, this isn't too much of a problem. It doesn't look the best, but there's not much I can do. If I added full walls and a pitched roof, the clearance would just not be a thing. People would stretch their arms out and bam, roof, or bam, wall. So I had to put in these little mesh fencing that wasn't quite on the edge of the station. It doesn't look the best, but at the same time, there's not much I really could have done with this, with the coaster kind of being in the middle of a little ride. A little ride. It's a huge ride, and this thing going at 50 miles per hour colliding into a roof would not be ideal. So you can see me with just the mesh fencing in there. Mesh fencing, that is a slight tongue twister. Anyway, you can see me putting in these arrows, forwards and backwards, like the motion of the boomerang coaster. And I've put in this little sign for when someone suggests a name. So yes, I need a name for this coaster. I know this won't be revealed fully on an episode, but there'll be some, there might be some follow-up things. Might reveal more about that at the end. Anyway, here's the POV. So there we are, there was the POV of that coaster. Remember, I need a name for that, leave it in the comments section below. Yeah, it's not the most imaginative layout of any coaster in this park, but I love the interaction with Tsunami around you. You so many near misses, and I think it really looks quite nice. Anyway, you can see me adding some fencing in here, because I've realised that this coaster has not been fenced off, and of all the coasters in this park, this is probably the most important one to be fenced off, because it is giant. Anyway, I can't even remember what I'm doing here. Ah, yes, putting in the trees. So you see I put a little planter in the ground, because this park is kind of made of concrete, so some planters are pretty vital. Anyway, you can see me putting in some planters with some nice trees around, spaced out in this park, just to add a little bit of greenery from a barren grey landscape. I'll put one in front of the station and change my mind, because that kind of defeats the point of having a nice architecture on the front of that. Anyway, you can see me putting some trees, just break things up a little, it's not in any sense the most realistic way, because seaside parks typically wouldn't have, just trees dotted around. But I think in a game like this, it does just spruce up things a little, breaks up the grey mass, grey paths, grey floor, some greenery helps break it up, and I like that. I kind of did just a little POV of a guess there to sort of see how it looked. Yeah, and trees definitely break up that barren landscape, and I think it looks a lot better. Anyway, you see me putting in some fences for the pirate area. These ones are more sort of mesh fencing to fit with that pirate theme, almost like fisher nets. And you can see me just keeping those up, getting those to the right level, and then I just select them all and move them to the other side, which wasn't the most successful feat because I left loads of things on it, so I had to delete those afterwards. I don't even know where that entrance appeared from. It's just there, so I don't even know what happened, but I deleted that, made sure it's all good. And then I add in some benches and sort of bins, because I haven't added any of those, and it's quite important to add some space for your guests to sit down in a park, especially after walking around going on all these thrill rides. Anyway, I use sort of barrel themed bins and benches for the pirate area. And then I use more of a wooden bench style for the rest, which you will see in a minute. I try and add in this entertainment point, not really knowing what it would do. Kind of wanted like a pirate actor or something. Nah, it kind of is just a spot actors will sometimes stop. You can't keep them there, which is what I was intending. Anyway, you see me adding this little coffee shop in, and instead of building this huge frame around it, I actually just used the shipwreck piece, and it sort of encompasses the building pretty nicely. And, just a coffee sign to get rid of that horrible brick facade, just a couple of those. And then I sort of I saw these guests getting chased by security guards, and I was like, what on earth is going on? They broke my benches, how dare they? You saw me spawning a few mechanics because to fix the benches that they decided to break. How dare they? No, it doesn't really matter. It's all in game. Anyway, you see me adding in this white and blue store, and it's actually marshmallows. I don't know. There's a serious lack of shops in this park, and that's not good. So yeah, I added in a little marshmallow stall here, and it looks very nice with the Stay Puft guy on it too. This is from the Ghostbusters DLC. I don't know why the shops in Planet Coaster just sell one type of item. If you want burgers, you cannot go to the same one with hot dogs. No, you have to walk across the whole park. It's a bit weird. I wish you could kind of set shops that sell multiple things. But we work with what we've got in this game. And you can see me trying desperately to delete the marshmallows from every shop and try and replace those with some other shops. The amount of times I've said shops is worrying. You can see me putting in some stalls here. I believe I put in a burger shop, a sweet shop, and some smoothies. Very nice. You see me putting in the according signs there. See, the middle one is the smoothies. And all these signs are huge. What is going on? They are 3 times the size of a guest. So I just put in the smallest one that I could find. And then for the final one, the classic Chief Beef. This is an icon in Planet Coaster. No one was going in my boomerang, and I realised the price was $10. So fair enough. It's really not worth paying $10 for that, so I reduced it to $0. Everything's free in this park apart from entry. Just a slightly different take on the Seaside parks. But yeah. Anyway, you can see me adding in the benches, and I feel like while doing a somewhat boring topic like this, I might as well speak about a few more episodes of this park, because obviously I'm not going to be building anything else, as I may or may not have run out of space. I set myself some boundaries for this park to keep it nice and realistic. I didn't want it spanning across the whole beach. But yeah, there will still be a couple episodes to come. I will have a episode coming out relatively soon after this episode. I can't say for sure, maybe just under a week or so after this episode. There will be a video of the POVs of all the rides here, and I might even do a separate video of all the rides at night, because I actually had some lighting later in this video, and it might be interesting to see how the park looks when it is pitch black in the sky. And yeah, then after that, I'm thinking of making a little music synced montage. It's the first time I'm going to have ever done this, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. But I have a few ideas. I have a piece of music in mind that is copyright free, because, you know, I really don't want to be getting copyright strikes. I mean, I doubt anyone would file one against a channel with 160 odd subs, but better to be safe than sorry, I suppose. Anyway, here's the lighting I was talking about. Just some simple street lamps, and it does look a bit weird from this angle, just having dots of light, but when you're actually like in the point of view of a guest, yeah, it actually looks pretty realistic, and I am pretty proud of the turnout of this nighttime park, as most of the rides that I've chosen for this park actually have inbuilt lights on them, which is really helpful. Anyway, wrapping around the pirate area, I've got some skull lampposts which fit the theme nicely. And yeah, back onto the topic of that montage, yeah, it's going to be synced up to music, you know, lots of little cuts, transitions, just spam editing, and it's probably going to take a while, so I don't know, I can't say for sure when that's going to be expected, but I'm not going to leave you without videos. I will make sure you guys are kept entertained, as that is kind of my job as a YouTuber. Yeah, you can see me adding some blue lights for Tsunami, and after this video ends, you don't obviously see this on camera, I actually add, similar to what I've done with the wooden flyer, lettering down Tsunami, just to make it look a little bit, you know, it's almost hidden away behind the drop tower when you come into the park. It looks almost similar. So adding the big words Tsunami on it looks very nice. Anyway, the final flat ride of this park, a tiny loop-the-loop ride, because the footprint of this ride is minuscule. I'm pretty sure these rides, I mean this and the two sort of miniature drop towers, have the smallest footprint of any ride. Anyway though, that's it for that episode, the season finale. I really hope you enjoyed, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.